Hendrik Milhouse Larsen, a diplomat for the Axis Charter Worlds, teleports onto a new planet for his latest assignment. Larsen is here to establish a relationship with the primitive tribal people of the planet Gennyo-Leil, known as the Gennyans. Gennyo-Leil is said to be 10 light-years away from Earth, and so we know it exists within the Milky Way. Larsen finds a lush jungle planet, wild and hostile, yet breathtaking in its beauty, with splendid beaches and vast oceans teeming with unknown wildlife. But despite its beauty, the planet Gennyo-Leil is a dangerous place to live, so dangerous in fact that most Gennyans die before their 27th brood day. The oldest known member of this race has managed to live to the age of 34, quite unheard of for these people. Everything in Gennyo-Leil's jungles wants to kill you. It is unknown what age the Gennyans could live to under safer conditions, but it may be similar to, or even exceed, that of the average human being. Floating along in the skies of this world are so-called glory stones, massive flat slabs of an unknown type of stone, which drift along slowly with the aid of an unknown technology. These can be seen all across the sky. The atmosphere on Gennyo-Leil isn't safe for humans without the use of a filter mask. The air contains Gennyan pollen, which is psychoactive, a Class C hallucinogen, highly toxic, and is said to directly attack the back brain. The Gennyans, however, having evolved here, can breathe its air unharmed. The Gennyans are a humanoid race, with an anatomy that very closely resembles that of our own. They're bipedal, have 5 digits on each of their 2 hands, and 5 toes on each foot. They have pale white skin and are completely hairless. They possess 2 eyes which are solid pink in colour, with no visible corneas, pupils or irises. They have a nose and a mouth with lips just like us, and they have 2 ears which are flat and barely protrude from their heads at all. They like to decorate their lower forearms and wrists with colourful mollusk shells, and have red tattoos of certain symbols on their arms, the meanings of which are currently unknown. Curiously, many animals that are present on Earth, such as cats, owls, rabbits, butterflies and elephants, seem to have a presence on Gennyo-Leil and can be seen here. There are Gennyans visible in the background, and their god, known as the All-Spirit, is looking down at them. Why are there so many animals on this world that look like the ones we have on Earth? It isn't currently known what the truth behind this actually is. For now, we can only speculate. The Gennyans also have their own devil, an entity called Guarani the Trickster, who tempts them into committing immoral acts. The Gennyan body structure is much like our own, but not in every way. Their mating behaviour and physiology is quite different. Taken from Larsen's data journal, in which he documents his findings, an entry on this aspect of the Gennyans' biology reads, Gennyans exist in 3 distinct genders, and live in interfamilial units or bond clans, in which all relationships take place. Mating occurs freely amongst all members of a bond clan, and offspring are automatically recognized as potential partners. It is highly stylized, following strict social codes. The female's vertebrae open to reveal a series of tiny follicular hollows. Implanted in these, in various stages of development, are the ova. In a formal ceremony, the bond mate removes an ovum with his lips, which he stores in one of the cheek pouches in his mouth, until he arrives at the body orchard. He then transfers the ovum to a korome tree, where it is fertilized and left to develop in the nutrient-rich interior of the tree. Gestation lasts for approximately 4 months. The tribal Gennyans are an intelligent and peaceful species, the most intelligent known to exist on Gennyo-Leil. They possess telepathic abilities and are able to broadcast their thoughts to one another. They seem to live mostly on various fruits that grow within their jungle habitat. They've built a great many impressive structures, like the Suko Asher Kadarine, the House of the Running Still, an enormous temple for the All-Spirit made of pitch stone and granite. Similar structures can be seen strewn all across the planet. They do not possess any form of electronic technology, however, and are in awe of such things when they see them. They seem to live within homes that themselves are living and appear to be gigantic trees. At one point, when noticing Larsen's breather mask, one of the Gennyan people whose home he is visiting offers to grow the window closed. He politely explains that it wouldn't make any difference, but thanks her anyway for the kind offer. The planet is host to other life forms too, of course. Lesser beings over which the Gennyans have dominion. Briefly, we can see a type of underwater ant that lives on the beach, which is extending a thin lasso of silk in order to catch something called a wheelfish. There are other, more ferocious and larger animals that dwell in the jungles of this world, though no names or further information on these is given. The Gennyans also have managed to tame and domesticate some of the wildlife native to their world, most notably a species known to them as the Kesheen. To us, however, we would be inclined to call them dragons. Taken from Larsen's journal, Kesheen are large, viviparous, flying creatures used primarily as beasts of burden by the Gennyans. They exhibit a wide range of morphological features, including insectile, reptilian, mammalian characteristics, and exist in distinct social castes. Although naturally wild, the Kesheen are domesticated by attaching a symbiotic partner organism, an Imago Lantrisant, into them at birth. The Lantrisant provides hormones essential to the Kesheen development, and by adulthood, the two creatures are perfectly coordinated, sharing the same urinogenitary tract and central nervous system. The Lantrisant's regenerative hormones are also the source of the addictive drug hexocrine, known as Stripe or Corto Blue, which makes the Kesheen extremely valuable to off-world traders. Axis records estimate that over 13,000 were slaughtered last year alone. The Imago Lantrisants are large black creatures that attach themselves to the Kesheen's neck and then form a symbiosis with them for life. Just a quick warning, what follows are spoilers with regards to the origin of the Imago Lantrisant. You may recall that earlier it was stated in Hendrik Milhouse Larsen's data journal that the Gennyans exist in 3 distinct genders. These are males, females, and an unknown third. When this third gendered child reaches a certain age, it is taken into the Suko Asher Kadarine temple. The Gennyans then introduce some sort of gene virus into the body through unknown means, and then sew them into a specially made leather cocoon. Like a caterpillar, the child then pupates and transforms into something else, a Lantrisant. These Lantrisants are then attached to a baby Kesheen, at which point it can be tamed by a Gennyan. The Kesheen themselves are quite large and come in a variety of colours. The eyes are usually a solid red. They have 2 large wings, a spiny ridge that runs from their neck to the ends of the tail, and have patterning along their backs in a different colour to the rest of the skin. They are also equipped with razor-sharp teeth and 2 horns on their heads. There doesn't seem to be any evidence that these alien dragons are capable of breathing fire. The Kesheen are piloted by the Gennyans, who attach themselves to their underside with what looks like a rope harness, and are then apparently steered around in the sky. The Kesheen are the most revered of all creatures by the Gennyans, and it is forbidden to eat their flesh. While the Kesheen are technically edible, eating them is said to lead to rather unpleasant consequences for the unfortunate diner, who will eventually, after experiencing frightening and overwhelming auditory effects over an unknown period of time, go completely mad. Curiously, the Kesheen in Firekind are shown within the first part of the story as having 4 legs, then later on are shown as just having 2. This is probably just an oversight on the part of the artist. It happens. There are also the Coilflies, wasp-like creatures that live inside of hives within tree trunks. But what's particularly frightening about the Coilflies is that their swarms are far more organised than anything seen on planet Earth, as when they truly come together for an attack, they merge into the shape of one gigantic Coilfly and are then able to act as a single entity. Alone, their stings cause immense pain, but together in this form, their capabilities are said to be unspeakable. The world of Firekind is deeply interesting and quite bizarre, as can be expected from a 2000 AD story. It has a rich world filled with strange beings and characters, none of whom I mentioned here so as to not spoil too much of the story itself. This video was simply made to look at these strange lifeforms of Gennyo-Leil and their biology. I did spoil a couple of things with regards to creature biology, but the story itself I have left mostly untouched so that you can check it out for yourselves if you want to. Firekind was actually suggested to me by someone who watched my Shakara video from a few weeks back, but sadly I've since lost track of the comment in question. If you're still around, dear commenter, please come forward so that I can give you credit for your suggestion. I found the world of Firekind to be very interesting indeed. The story itself is quite short, it's only 83 pages, and while I would like very much to see more of this universe, it may actually be a case of less is more. Some things here are left vague, some things are unexplained, and quite a lot is left to your imagination. Sometimes what we need is a tale that's short and sweet, yet still has a good bit of mystery to it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to hit the like button, share the video around, leave a comment, etc. And if you're interested in speculative evolution, weird sci-fi and things of a similar nature, then why not subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. I'd also like to thank my patrons and channel members. If you want to become a patron, then please click the link in the description. Every penny counts and gets me that bit closer to quitting my day job. This has been Beware the Q, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.